What is up, YouTube? Maverick Hunter Justin here with my third installment of the P5G series, the Pokemon 5th Generation set list. Today we have a very controversial Pokemon. Everybody's talking about this Pokemon, Blaziken. He's the fighter starter from Hoenn 3rd Gen. He is fire and fighting. And the reason everybody's been talking about him is because he just recently, like not even a week ago, got moved up to Ubers. And I had already had him in my mind that I wanted to do a P5G series on him because he does get a quite a nice little niche in 5th Gen. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make it anyways and see what you guys think. You can use him. You can use these set ideas for Ubers or as everybody knows who follows, any kind of tier system, they do tend to change quite a bit. I can't talk. When a Pokemon game first comes out, the tiers do change quite a bit before they really get solid. So he might drop back down to OU. Who knows? But either way, I made this video and I'm just gonna post it anyways. The reason he is Uber is because the main reason is because his new ability in Dreamworld, he gets Speed Boost, which is normally on Yanmega and Ninjask. Another Pokemon got this gen. Sharpedo got Speed Boost, and he actually does really good. He's been destroying the NU and UU metagame down there with his Speed Boost. But Blaziken is definitely, in my opinion, worthy of OU status. I'm not so sure if I agree 100% on the Uber. But yeah, if feel free to leave a comment in the bottom. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Do you agree or disagree that Blaziken is good enough to be Uber, or do you think he should be down in OU? Do you agree, disagree, etc.? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Yeah. So let's just jump right in here to the EV spread and see what we got going on with this guy. All right, so we're going to be doing a pretty standard physical attacking sweeper set on the EVs where they're going to just max out the speed and attack and give him the less left over to HP. Blaziken is very good at physical attack. You can run a special attacking too. It's actually pretty nice to see people coming out with overheat or fire blast, stuff like that. It can be effective. But just for the sake of what he's better at by far, we're going to go with a physical sweeper on this one. And as far as the nature goes, we're going to give him a Jolly Nature, which is plus speed minus special attack because he is a physical attacker. You can go with Adamant if you prefer more power over speed. But for the set that I have on him, the Jolly Nature is actually going to work out better because after one turn of speed boost, you're pretty much going to be outspeeding anything that's not choiced or almost every sweeper as far as like Swift Swim or Sand Rush. You're going to be outspeeding almost all of them after just one turn of speed boost with Jolly Nature. All right, and for the moves on this bad boy, this blazing chicken, so to speak, this is actually a Swords Dancing set. That's the one that I use, as usual. My personal moves are going to be the first ones on the list, and then I also put up other ones that if you want to use your own, some other options that could easily be substituted. Mine is Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, High Jump Kick, and Brave Bird. All right, and this is part of the reason why I go with a Jolly Nature over an Adamant, because I am Swords Dancing, and his speed, I believe, is a base 70 or 75, which is not too great. Especially if you're trying to be a sweeper, and his physical attack is 120, which is pretty good. So I definitely want to go with the speed because I want to be outspeeding stuff because he's kind of frail. So I don't want to be outsped and taken out before I get too many speed boosts off. So I do. This is a Swords Dancing set, like I said. So I go with a Swords Dance. You can also go with Protect. To get, if you could do an Adamant Nature one and go with Protect to get the extra speed boost that way. Also, you can scout out if people have any super effective moves to hit you with or what they want to try to do to you. Bulk Up is another good option if you want to be a little bit original and go with Bulk Up. It raises your attack by one stage and your defense by one stage. You can go with a little bit bulkier sweeper, so to speak. You can take hits a little bit better. It's really just a matter of preference there. Like I said, I personally go with the Swords Dance because if I'm Jolly Nature on the first turn, I'm going to scare something off or coming on a safe switch on somebody that can't touch me very well. and I'm going to Swords Dance up, get my +2 attack, and I'm going to get my +1 speed from the speed boost at the end of the turn. And because I'm Jolly Nature, max speed and attack, after that, I'm going to be pretty set. I'm going to be like in the high 300s, like 380 something for speed. If not, actually, no, I think I'm more than that. I'm thinking I'm above 400 speed, and I'm well into the 500s for attack. So then I'm pretty much set to start my sweep. Um, and speaking of sweeping, the attack moves I use, Flare Blitz is my main fire stab. It's the strongest physical fire move he gets. It does do a bit of recoil, especially when you're going to be pretty much one-hit KOing everything on the face of the earth. You are going to take some recoil from him, but that's pretty much how this Blaziken setup is. Pretty much just go fast, hit hard, just go off like a nuclear warhead and just destroy everything in his path. You could also go with, if you don't like the recoil, you could go with Fire Punch. It's still a very good stab, and when you're a +500 attack, and you do have the ability to set up more Swords Dances, plus it's still a stab. It's physical. I think it's like 75 power. It's still a decent stab if you don't like the recoil. Blaze Kick is another good option because it does have the high crit ratio. So if that's more your option, you want to be a little bit hacksy or something. If you want to be or do something original, because after all, Blaze Kick is Blaziken's signature move. You can go with that. All three are very good fire stabs. They all do a lot of damage. And as for the fighting stab, number 3, I go with high jump kick. That it's a very good option, especially now that it has increased power from 4th gen, going from 100 base power to 120 base power now in 5th gen. It does have, I think, 85 or 90 accuracy, and if it does miss, you do take a lot of recoil, almost enough to probably one-hit KO you. So you have to watch out for people who are going to be using Protect, or people that might have Sandville hacks or something against you, because if you miss, it's going to hurt a lot. But if you hit, it's going to do a lot more. It's really just, like I said, your preference. Brick Break is another good option. It's got 75 power. It's fighting, it's physical. It's a very good option to put in this spot. If you're afraid of the recoil, you can definitely go with that. Also, if not necessarily the recoil bothers you, but if you're afraid of perhaps somebody setting up dual screens against you, or just to reflect in general, you can use that Brick Break to shatter their screens, to better your sweep, because anybody knows good sweepers, one of their worst nightmares is encountering screens on a team, because it halves the damage of all of their moves for 5 to 8 turns. So yeah, getting rid of those is a very good plus. You could also go with Superpower. This one's not really my personal preference. I would probably never put that on him unless I'm maybe like banded or something, or scarfed. I don't know, but that's just me personally. But it can work out well because you do have Swords Dance. You can or you could go with bulk up. Either way, you could do a bulk up superpower, and every time you bulk up, you can superpower and pretty much negate the superpower's drop in both one stage of physical defense and one stage of physical attack. That way, you could also just negate the drop in attack by coupling it with Swords Dance. It's really just, like I said, your preference. It does have 120 power, which is the same as high jump kick, but it has 100 accuracy, so it will not miss. So it's just whatever you prefer, whatever you think is best for your team. His last move is pretty diverse set of options. He is a bird. He's not flying type per se, but he is actually a bird, kind of like the mechanics of Empoleon. They're bird Pokemon without being flying type, so therefore they get flying type moves. Empoleon getting like Drill Peck and stuff like that, but Blaziken actually gets one better. He gets Brave Bird, which is the best physical flying move in the game. It's basically a flying version of Flare Blitz. So it is going to give you recoil again, but it's a nice little niche that he has over his fighting brethren. His fighting type brethren is that he does get a flying type move to take out other fighting types, and stuff like that. You could also go with Thunder Punch here, because obviously being fire, he is weak to water. I personally run my Blaziken, or I used to run my Blaziken before he got booted up to Ubers. Um, I personally run him on a sunny day team, so the water's not really an effect on me because being in the sun, the water is reduced by half. So but if you don't want to do that, Thunder Punch is a very nice option. Take out those waters, which he's weak to. It's always nice. He can take out flying types, which he's weak to, which is really nice. So Thunder Punch really is a good option if that's what you're looking for. And the last move you can give him, he does get Earthquake, which is nice to take out opposing fires or maybe even opposing Blazikens that somebody comes across. If you're worried about coming across a bulky steel type, maybe like a heat-proof Bronzong, and you're not sure if a fighting type move, which is neutral because of the psychic type, will kill him. If you're not sure if he's heat-proof or levitate, Earthquake can take him out. It can easily one-hit kill any and all Heatran and stuff like that. So Earthquake is definitely a nice option, but I definitely think that Thunder Punch or Brave Bird are better. But like I said, it's just whatever you choose. Okay, for the items, it might seem kind of weird because he is a sweeper, but my main choice for items is actually leftovers, and the reason I do is because I have Flare Blitz and High Jump Kick and Brave Bird, 3 recoil-inducing moves. So it's kind of nice, depending on what my opponent has out, I can potentially gain back a little bit of HP every turn from those recoils. You could also go with a Life Orb, which depending on what your moveset is, if you want to go with like Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, stuff like that, which don't have recoil of their own, you could put the Life Orb and boost their attack that way. It deal some massive damage. Or if you really get going risky, you could put a Life Orb with Flare Blitz and just do massive damage and kill yourself off in like 2 turns. You could also go, the third option you might seem is kind of weird, but you could also go with the Flame Orb, which I've used quite a bit, because there are a lot of people using the move Trick nowadays, which if you don't know, it actually switches your item with the opponent's item. So because he's fire type, the Flame Orb will not activate and will not burn him, and no adverse effects on Blaziken himself. But if you suspect somebody's tricking a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf, both of which are very nice for a Blaziken to have, you can switch into them and potentially cripple whoever is tricking the item onto you, and they get the burn. Or you could also do this with a Magic Guard Clefable I use quite often with Toxic Orb. You can put a Toxic Orb on a Steel type, stuff like that, and just try to cripple your opponent by over-predicting a little bit. Alrighty, this has been my Blaziken P5G series episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said at the beginning, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this Blaziken becoming Ubers and banned from OU play. Like I said, I personally don't agree with it. I think he should be OU, not Ubers, but I'd love to hear what you guys think and your reasons why. So yeah, leave a comment down below. I will be uploading within the next 2 or 3 days my first black and white narrated Pokemon battle. Yes, that is right. I am getting back into narrated Pokemon battles. And then I will as well have the Sinnoh edition, the first Sinnoh Pokemon of this P5G series. Excuse me, I can't even say my own title. And within a couple days after that, for sure within the next week, I will have the first Unova region Pokemon, the first 5th gen Pokemon on the P5G series uploaded by this time next week, if not sooner. I'm thinking I'm either going to do Ferrothorn or Volcarona. As always, if you guys would like to see a specific Pokemon done on this P5G series, comment on my channel, comment on my video, send me a PM, and I will be glad to try to incorporate that and make a cool set out of it and make a video for you. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys are still enjoying this P5G series and some of the other videos I have up, feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe to me, of course, and I will see you guys next time. I've been trying.